decision coming from me. And today I am breaking that with a very special guest, because I invited and he accepted the invitation with Santos Bonacci, who many of you in my audience are very much aware of, even though you are into politics, but you know who Santos Bonacci is. And I know he says that we should not worship anyone, and I absolutely agree. But in this timeline, when I came across Santos, he's a true teacher and someone incredibly, I would say, not only inspiring, but bringing clarity to a lot of things that we might be very confused with. So Santos, I don't know what is the best way to describe you. You are born in Australia, but you come from Italian family. You are musician at heart, I believe, and you are incredible researcher. It's a word that I don't really like too much, but I will say seeking the truth is not a bad word. So you are a truth seeker, and you also are a lecturer and someone who studies and explains to us syncretism and astrology and the importance of words as well. So thank you so much for agreeing to this conversation with me and for finding time. Thank you, Santos.
For sure, sister. Thank you.
So let me ask you this question. This is something that I have been coming across often. And it's about that certain type of, I will say people, but let's say beings or energies are coming back into a different body, but that body looks very similar to the bodies they actually had before, prior. I had videos prepared for this, but I think I will just talk instead of showing those images. Those are not just the celebrities. There is a lot of politicians. I could say many names, including Putin, Medvedev, many people that actually looks like lived before, not that long time ago, some of them, and they have returned into another body, but they look almost the same. So I want to ask you, what is this? Is this some form of soul that is imprisoned, or what are they doing? Are they putting the same energy just into another body and making it look similar? What is that?
I really don't know. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of good theories about this, and I tend to believe that this world is not what we think it is, and that we are all one at the highest level, separated by time and space, which is an illusion. Therefore, we see in other people many times growing up. I've experienced meeting new people and seeing how similar they are to another person that I know and another person that I know. And this has happened all my life, and I'm sure it's happened to you and the listeners. And so we see similarities, difference, but similarities, sameness, okay? So the people who continually take on these roles of politicians or rich people or poor people, that's just that's just the part that they always play. Not always.
So is there such a thing as a soul trap? Sorry but I think I didn't, I was not specific what I was to say. Is there, like, you can sell your soul? I think it was in that context. And that soul is in this cycle of going through those bodies.
There has been a soul trap, but not anymore. Simply because we have come to a time which is unique in history. And this is the time for the real humans with souls to reclaim their sovereignty and their godship, their divinity. See, people are more and more noticing that everything is mundane, boring. It's repetitious. It's unbearable, right? And it's because the same players, the same rich people that reincarnate as rich people, that they don't work hard to get rich. They're not lucky to get rich. It's just their role. So no need for us to be envious of them or anyone. Whatever you have is sufficient for you. Whether it's just a one-room house or an old car or one friend or two friends. Some people have 400 friends and they look happy. They're not. The rich people, the billionaires that drink champagne on their yachts, they're not happy. The tech billionaires, they're not happy. The king isn't happy. The queen isn't happy. No one's happy. How do I know? Because I'm not happy and you're not happy. Are you happy in this world? You can't be. Because why? Because there is slaughtering and murdering and genocide and poor children being trafficked. Well, you can't be happy in that world. If you think that you can just put yourself in a little meditation box and think, oh, I'm happy, I'm in bliss, I've got my own little bliss, well, then you're just a peanut brain because you're part of the whole thing. That's you that's starving over there in Africa, that's being genocided. That's you. They're doing it to you. So, yes, I know you are happy. I know you find happiness and you generate happiness like I do. Every day I generate my own happiness. But am I happy in that look around the world and everything makes me happy? No, I'm not stupid. This is not the world that divine humans deserve. We deserve better and we will get better. And we will get it very, very soon. Once we decapitate all the reptilian overlords who think that they're better than us, they're not. We are better than them. We are divine. And they will be decapitated, a la Louis the 16th and Charles I. Yeah, even kings get it. Oh yeah, they get it. Just watch and see all these big knobs, as they call them. It's not a very good word, but the big knobs. They're having their time now drinking champagne and eating caviar, but it's temporal. It's an illusion. They're deluded. They do it because they want power, they want fame, they want to be seen, they want sex. And they get all that, but they won't get any more. We get the whole universe, and we get to create our own universe, sister. We are making a new world from our hearts, from our minds. And it will be, and you'll see it and you will live in it. You will see the new world soon here upon us. And as the Bible says, you will look for the evil one day, you'll wake up, you'll look for the evil one, and there will be no place where he will be found. They will be removed. They know they're going to be removed.
I want to ask you here this, actually, ultimately, I want to ask you about ascension. But before we go there, I want to show you this image just briefly, because this is my next question. And I know they are not the most important Santos, but I want to know about their role in this. So you know Chabad Lubavitch, right? Rebbe Schneerson and all those Rebbes that are designated to different countries. Here is Lazar, he's in charge of Russia, and you have many other, I think you were able to see it, I hope. And you have many other rabbis, right? You know, Chabad Lubavitch and Brooklyn, they found those tunnels. By the way, in those tunnels, there was an interview with one of them I played on my channel some time ago. And he was talking, they were asking him what you were doing on those mattresses, right? In those tunnels in Brooklyn. And he said, well, you know, my thought were they were abusing children, sacrificing, etc., right? Because this looks to me pretty much like a cult that has been built on, I think his name was Jacob Frank, if I'm not mistaken, Satanist, it's pretty much in a nutshell, bad things. And he said, that guy, that they were actually praying to bring the spirit back. I believe it was of Rebbe Schneerson, because they want him to return to another body. You know, I think maybe that's why when I was asking this question in the beginning is because they, and you know this, I know you do, they play with this stuff, right? They do this stuff. So in this hierarchy of those schmucks, let's use their language, where this Chabad Lubavitch stands, Santos, because they are not the most important, but they seem to be like the front men, like they show themselves out there, right?
Oh yeah.
How
Oh, yeah.
how far do we go? How far we go to remove all of them? That's my question, really.
Well, the sad thing about this is that they misrepresent the true Jewish people, which are good people. These are not Jews. These are reptilians, and they take the name of Jews. Even in the book of Revelation, in the scriptures, it says, I know you are from the synagogue of Satan, who call yourself Jews, who are not Jews. Jews don't do this. That's not their business. Neither do good little Christians that go to church. They just want to serve God. Neither do good Muslims have anything to do with the Muslim Brotherhood. These are reptiles. They're not human. But these people who put themselves above others and get attention from, they are reptiles. They're not mammals. They're not mammalian. They are not like us. They pretend to be like us. And they love to use the name Jewish because the Jew is the easiest scapegoat in history. You know, when something goes wrong, blame it on the Jews. But you know, sometimes rightfully so, because it's the ones who call themselves Jews that do all the crime. But they're not Jews. These are
So
just
in
go on.
so in this moment, like a vicious cycle again, the history repeats itself with the anti-Semitism and all of this and the businesses, and this is on and on and on throughout the history. Kicked out from one country, from another country, from another country, and they kept on going. Then Poland, where I am currently at and originally from, took them in. Then they decided this is because they have many lands, right? Now they, you know, they have Patagonia now, they have Chile, they now have Greek islands soon. They're gonna have Thailand, which doesn't really want them. And then what else was there? I forgot. You know what I'm talking about. So we
Japan.
have this repetition. Yeah. So how far, where, because people are getting fed up, right? I mean, people are coming to this place, they are saying this, oh, I'm sorry, Philippines, I forgot, Philippines. Some Filipinos were very vocal about it lately. And the stage events like, by the way, your home country, Bondi Beach, and many others. So where is this going, Santos? Are we going to have another cycle and reset again, and then another cycle and reset again?
We first of all, we have to stop them using this anti-Semitic bullshit, cop-out, disgraceful way of hiding themselves. We should be anti-reptilian. They're reptiles. They're blood drinkers. They are vampires. And they call themselves Jews. Conveniently, very, very conveniently. They're not Jews. They are satanic PDF files, and they are here to drink the blood of humans for their dying God. Their God is dying. That's why they're trying to resurrect something. Who knows? Meshach? Who is this Meshach? You know, is Jacob Frank? Which demon do they want to resurrect? Because they believe that once that happens, they will have power over this world, as they do have a lot of power, but they won't. They will lose. They will go to hell. They will perish. They will be damned forever, and we will be blessed forever, sister. Never despair. Never despair. Around the corner is our paradise. It's around the corner. These are reptiles. First of all, anti-Semitism is a crock of shit. It's not even a thing. They're not even Semites by race.
Yeah.
You want to call it race? They are vampires.
So the project, I haven't been smiling much lately, but talking to you, I feel like I want to smile more. So looking at this third temple project, Santos, how you see this unfoldment of this third temple? Because I know they have their stories and their vision, etc., but is this really going to come to fruition? Are they going to create this third temple? And if so, what does it really mean to the rest of people in the world?
Well, so this is how stupid they are. They're literalists. They turn the literary works of holy sacred script into literalism. There never was a first temple nor a second temple. The first temple represents your body, the second temple represents your soul, and the third temple represents your awakened conscious spirit. They are trying to make a temple structure that mimics the temple that we are already building. We are awakening. We are the true Magi, the true Jedi. And even if they do just build their temple, we will destroy it, and we will destroy them. I hope they're listening. I hope they are listening. Because while I'm alive on this planet, you evil pieces of shit and vampires, you will die by my word and by my teachings that are spreading all over the earth. Thank you, YouTube, which you control. Thank you, Instagram, which you control. You won't for much longer. That's all I have got to say to them. I hope you're listening to me, because you will be noosed, electrocuted, and guillotined by my word. And not only my word, all the listeners and all the good people. We're coming after you. And your days are numbered. Mene tekel parson. Mene tekel parson. Mene tekel parson. We're coming for you.
So to those who are skeptic about what you said, and they will ask how this will happen, how we will come after them, when, let's just look at this. What's happening in Gaza? To me, I had to stop for about, I think, a week or so. I could not record videos because when I was coming across, so many horrific things, absolutely horrific. If you have heart and if you feel compassion, you cannot look at those things, what's going on, right? It's really horrible. And I know there are many things even worse than that, but this is really hard to see.
Yeah.
But look at this, Santos, and I just say those Epstein files, we know there are layers to it. There are more things in those files that people realize, but people didn't. My thing is how people didn't really react to it. Like, the same people are in the government all around the world. Okay, this is not just United States, or this not just West. They're all around the world. This is like connected. We know it's everywhere. It's not like East is better or West is worst, because they're all connected at the end of the day. And if they don't do things themselves, they know of, which really, I'm sorry, pisses me off, because if you know of that, and you claim to be so-called good person and you do nothing, then you're just the same like the other one to me. So look, people didn't really do much. Like they talk about it, but there is no justice. So how are we going to come after them? Tell me. I mean, this is by the way how we raise our vibration, or how we elevate, or how we ascend, how we come after them.
That will be given to us. That power will be restored to us. You see, we're still thinking that we only have two hands and two legs, and how can we do much with our little bodies? You have to understand, sister, that when the Jedi, the full Jedi and the Magi returns to all the good people, they will have power to just look at these reptiles and dissolve them instantly and send them to hell. Those powers we will have fully very, very soon. They are already coming. Have you noticed how reporters are getting more audacious? They're getting more brave, asking the right questions. Have you noticed how many more people are waking up, or starting organizations, suing, making lawsuits against all these criminal laws that they're trying to push through to stop freedom of speech, etc., etc.? There's a lot of kickback. But you got to realize there's in the public, you see mostly them, because they keep pushing and pushing and pushing while we're working hard, and we don't have the push power and the money to put into advertise what we're doing. But what we're doing is way more significant than what they're doing. You will see, it will be like a twinkling of an eye, all our powers will be restored. And when those policemen come to want to shoot you just because you went 2 miles over the speed limit, all you have to do is look at them and they're dead. If they deserve to die, which they do. More than 50% of policemen deserve to die. More than 50% of politicians deserve to die. And you will see that you will have the power, if you merit that power. It's a merititious system, meritocracy. Those people will come back. That's called the return of the Christ. When Christ returns, all we have to do is look at them. We won't have to shed blood. We won't have to pull out the guillotines and all this talk about pitchforks and everything like that. All we have to do is just exist, and they will perish. As the scripture says, the day will come when you will look for the place of the wicked one and you will not find it. It won't be there. Trust in those scriptures. I've already seen this. I know how it's going to happen. Or rather, not how it's going to happen. Well, with our powers that will be restored, but that it will happen. It's a knowing that I have. I just know it. And what I know is what I know. And I know that they will perish very, very soon. Soon they will perish.
So when we are, and I truly believe in it from the experience as well, when we are in a certain state of energy, of the vibration, I speak for me now because that's my experience. When I'm aligned, when I am in a space in which I kind of move around, but I am aware that, let's say, certain forces, they don't see me, Santos. I think you know what I'm talking about. Like I'm invisible because of my frequency, right? It's different. So they cannot perceive me because they are on the lower vibration. So they can even pass me by, but they don't see me, right?
Yeah.
So my question here is this. This, and I don't know what are your thoughts about, and I just bring her up, not like I look up to her, but as an example. When Dolores Cannon, and I don't know if you agree with her or not, but she used that example of 3 waves of volunteers, she said. I don't know if that's the case or not. If that would be the case, this is like really personal conversation now with you, because I think I'm the second wave, which is I show up here to go places or do things, and I don't really feel like being around people lately, which is weird because in the early stages of my life, I was very social and I really enjoyed like discovering things, doing things. And for the last many years, actually, I live in my own universe. I am very much by myself, and everything I do, it's like, I'm just wondering if the road to ascension is by choosing solitude, which I think is one of the ways, maybe the most profound way, I don't know. But I am the second wave, if I could put myself for a moment just in this group. And then she talked about this 2 Earths, right? And I think a lot of people thought that this will be physically like 2 different planets or whatever. I think ultimately this is the level of energy. So how much really do we need to know what's going on, Santos? For example, when I look at the news, and that disturbs me, right? Because we can see through the bullshit and we can see another assassination attempt, like, please give me a break, you know, those things. And you look at this and you're like, I'm so done with this crap. I can't anymore, because it's not even entertaining. It's like, I just want to go out, look at the trees and listen to the birds and look at this. I mean, for real, like, you just want to be in nature and don't look at this anymore. So my question is, how much do we need to really know what's going on? Do we have to completely withdraw from that in order to rise up? Or what I don't know.
Yeah, look, that's another question which is very difficult, really. I understand that you have difficulty with that. I also do. I try to live a life of hermetic solitude. Yes, I've got content creators here with me, but they live a similar lifestyle to me. We keep our own space and we do our work, right? But I think the solitude is better for now. If you feel that you need to be in solitude, well, that's good, because that means you can do shadow work. You can work on yourself. But when you're in a social setting, that's also good, because you have a chance to wake people up. I would try and find a balance. I don't think solitude completely is healthy, and I don't think being a socialite and having the need to have people around you all the time is good as well. So I think we're very fortunate right now to be able to live relatively in solitude and have platforms where we have our community listen to us, and they belong to us. They are our tribe. You have your tribe of listeners. They are your people. They will be there for you. These friends that I have, these friends would die for me, and I would die for them. They're not here just to, hang out with me or, whatever. They're here to work with me for the good of the world, to help the world. And this is what you have. You have that as well. So, you might be home thinking you're alone, but you're not. You can always get on, do a live, and interact with your audience and strengthen them, because by doing so, you'll remember things in them. You'll spark their memory, and you will bring back every day an extra sense, an extra power, an extra sense, an extra power. And we build our power and build our power to the point where I'm telling you, with your finger, you will be able to point to these people, and it will be like not even a machine gun. It will be like a laser weapon that will obliterate them. All you have to do is just point to them. That's the power that we have. We have to restore that power. We have great magical powers. How did they take it away from us? things like this, things like education, putting you in a box of dumb children and keeping you all at the same level, and then giving you a job where you press this button and then that button and then this button, and you get $750 an hour, and then the rent goes up and the electricity goes up, but your wage doesn't go up. That's how they take your power away. Here's the answer. This is for the whole world. Here is the answer, how we stop these reptiles. Stop paying taxes. Stop paying taxes. If you pay taxes, you are a stupid idiot, and you keep supporting bloodshed and your own demise. You're an idiot. I've never paid taxes in my life. Please tell the Australian Tax Department, everyone, please, who's listening, tell them so they can come after me, and I'll put them right in their place, because I don't give them money, because they're criminals. It's not even the Australian Tax Department, it's a private corporation that goes into the pockets of reptiles. And those reptiles, I will kill. I will kill them. And the Australian Tax Department, I will destroy it.
So let's go back to the structure. What is visible is those reptiles. Now, we have Vatican. Is Vatican above Chabad-Lubavitch reptiles in the structure? And then we have the families that we know above Vatican, and then we have families that are there but we don't know. And then we have those reptiles that we cannot even look at. So how does this go? How deep?
Okay, the Vatican, the word the Vatican, once you understand that word, you'll understand that that is the mechanism through which all of the power-sharing elite vampire families work under. They work under the Vatican. Under the Vatican is the Roman Curia. Under the Roman Curia is the Holy See, and then the Jesuit Order and the Knights of Malta. There are others. There's the Knights of Columbus, the Knights of the Teutonic Knights, etc., etc. There's the Freemasonic lodges, the Scottish Rite and the York Rite and everything like that. These are all servants and clubs of the reptile, bloodthirsty, people trafficking vampires. These need to be destroyed. If anyone there has the power and knows how to make a bomb and drop it over the Vatican, do it as soon as possible. You will be a hero forever. The Vatican needs to be bombed, destroyed, obliterated. Once that disgusting vampire platform, it's just a platform, is destroyed, then you'll see all these little mice come out of the rats come out of the woodwork and fall out of the ship into the ocean and drown.
So there is nothing above Vatican, Santos, that controls Vatican?
Well, it's just a platform. Who controls it is what we call the black nobility. Now, some people call them the Illuminati families, which are 13, but the black nobility families are 22. But that number 22 is diluted into families that have sub-corporate structures under those families. For instance, the Savoy family, the royal family of Italy. Well, they're connected with the Bourbon family of Spain, and they together conquered the Americas in the 1500s, right? So, but under them, there's many other names, but the main structure is 22. It's a Kabbalistic number, right? So there's 22 black nobility families and 13 Illuminati families, which went to the Americas from the black nobility families under different names, but still doing the same evil works. That's why America was founded on 13 colonies. Colony comes from the family Collins, which is Columbus. See, when Columbus sets sail and blah, 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 which is bullshit history, Columbus is just Cristobal Colon is a Collins. and they are the colonizers. They are the vampire colonizers. It's just a platform. It's just a corporation. It's not even a family name. They don't have family names. Family names is a crock of bullshit. It was invented to enslave humanity. You have a given name. That's it. Right? My given name is Santo, from my grandfather, my paternal grandfather, Santo. Right? My stage name is Santos, with an S on the end of it, but my true name that I was given is Santo. So what's Bonacci? It's a corporation which enslaves you into under the crown, Kronos, Saturn, Satan. It enslaves you under Satan. So when the policeman asks you for your name, well, you just say Anne. Anya. My name's Anya. Yeah, but what about your they'll want to say your surname. What's your surname? Well, why do they need the surname? Think about sir. Service, servitude, slavery, surcharge, because that's what they're gonna bill you. They're gonna send that invoice that they want to give you for speeding, just no crime, just speeding, $100. They give you a ticket to your surcharge surname, which is your money anyway. And that's your money they're stealing. So they're just giving you a fine for doing nothing, just driving your car, or not driving, traveling in your car, because driving, again, is another one of those catchwords. It's a corporate word, because if you're driving, like a shepherd droves their sheep. So in ancient Rome, the roads were free. Anyone could use the road. But if you had a business like a shepherd and they drove their sheep, then because they had more stuff wearing down the roads, they had to have a license, because they were drivers. So if you're a driver of a car, well, you're going to be paying fines. But if you're a traveller of a car, you never get to pay fines, because the right to travel is free, but not the right to drive. It's a privilege. It's not a right. It's a privilege, a benefit, and a service.
But I really want to get the answer, Santos, because it's like looking at the problem and dealing with, but not removing the cause of it, right? So that's why I'm sorry, it's annoying probably, but I'm like a dog on the bone with this question. So we have those families. My point is, where is the head of the snake? What is it? Is it a different race? There are different races, different reptilian races also, right? There are different kinds. So how far does it go, and how, if you don't remove the top of it, right? I mean, you can actually, I'm just thinking, you can remove the lower layers too, and it kind of crumbles. You can, but usually, right? Yeah, right. Depends how strong you shake it and the foundation. But if you go to the top, the very, very top, so what is there? What we gonna find there?
A dying God who has many servants who know that he's dying, and once he dies, they're dead. So no one knows. No one knows who's the boss of the grey Pope, Pepe Orsini. No one knows who's more powerful than the superior general of the Jesuits. No one knows who's more powerful than King Charles. It's all power sharing, because it's archontic or archonic entities that rule them from the other side.
So it could be multiple then. It could be more than one.
Yeah, the kingdom is divided. That's why they will fall. Ours is not divided. We think we're divided by race, black people, yellow people, white people, gay, this, that. We're not. We're all part of the source God. And when the source God decides to empty all of his power into us, we'll just have to point to these people and they will disappear. We just, with our wand. This is your wand. This finger here. That's the one. That finger there is all your power. You point that, even walking down the street, you see someone you don't like, you point it to them. You take away their power. They don't like this. That's your power, that finger. Especially in your right hand.
So I want to ask you about returning here. Some time ago, I came across the book that I really enjoyed. Actually, I read 3 of his books. That author was Robert Schwartz. He was on my channel a long time ago, about 6 years ago, I think. And that book, Santos, was about the soul contracts, that we come here and we have soul contracts. And, you know, that really resonated with me. It explained a lot of things. But lately, I am asking myself this question because I hear about this, that when you leave your body, because I don't believe in that, right? But I believe you leave the vehicle, you leave the body, and your soul, well, now the question is my consciousness watching the soul, or is my soul consciousness? Anyway, soul travels. And then you see the light. And I hear lately that you should not go towards the light, because if you go towards the light, then you meet with those guides and they actually sit you down after you have some rest, and then you reevaluate your life, kind of like you have a screen. Let's say, I'm just like paraphrasing this.
Mm-hmm.
You have a life review at the end of it, and then you decide, or you have an opportunity, so-called, to return and have another soul contract and do things differently. And now I'm asking myself, is this a trap? Because I don't know exactly what this wheel of samsara is. Can you explain to me what is this really about? Are we going to return here over and over and over again? Because it's like, I mean, if this is the experience that we are having over and over and over again, then I don't know, to be honest.
Well, there's no place to return, because you don't go anywhere and you don't return anywhere. You are everywhere. So whether people believe that they eternally reincarnate or not, that's fine. The truth is, we always are. Whether you want to call that reincarnations or rebirths or whatever you want to call that, it matters not really. But you always are. If you are alive now, that means you've always been alive. That means you always will be alive, because there's only the now. The now can never be taken away with you, away from you. So are you alive? Answer is yes. Well, then you're immortal. The thing we need to think of, the thing we need to focus on is how to restore all of our powers. You see, syncretism helps you, because it joins all the dot and exposes all the lies. That's where you begin your journey. You will know the truth will set you free. But didn't Jesus also say, you see all the miracles that I've performed? You will do greater than these. That's what I'm referring to. You will see how much power you've got. You see, the system is designed to make you feel that you don't have that power. You do have power over them. You just should never be afraid of them. Be afraid of nothing. There's nothing to fear. There is no boogeyman that can destroy you, hurt you, harm you, kill you, divert you from your purpose. There is nothing. Nothing exists. There is nothing that exists that can remove you from your power. Nothing. Not even God, not even Jesus, nothing. There is nothing. You have it all. You have the whole universe in you. It's just you have to understand this. Daily, you have to grow in this understanding, and that's when your power will come back. I'm restoring. See, when I was young, I thought differently to how I think. Well, not differently, but I believed in my shortcomings because my father used to call me stupid and hurry up, you're too slow, blah blah blah. And my every teacher that I ever had said that I was unteachable and that I would be the ruin of them. That's why I left school at 14 and a half, because I wasn't going to stay in an indoctrination, stupid idiot making college. Ran out of there like you would escape jail, right? And so that's where my journey began. My journey began with me disbelieving all these idiots around me telling me that I was this and I was that and trying to define. You can't define me. You never will. You'll never define me. And don't even try and define yourself. Why would you try and do that? You are unlimited. You are enough. You are sufficient. And you will do more than what Jesus did. Resurrect the dead, kill the evil ones, kill Satan or whatever. More. That's a promise. That's a promise from the script, the Holy Script.
You know, I had this experience in my life, actually several of those experiences, when my future self, I mean, there's only now, right? But that was very interesting because the me, that me that already lived somewhere where I was considering to go, was telling me from there, was guiding me. And I know it. This is something that I really experience. I took many leaps of faith like that, very brave moves I did. And I felt this is incredible because I'm already there. So I'm going there to meet myself in a way, which is really, this is very, it's actually very cool, because when I think about this now, I'm like, I will be fine no matter what, because I'm already there. But sometimes, Santos, I think, I believe that's actually the case, that we are surrounded, let's say it's true, by this ice wall, and behind that ice there are other lands, and I'm thinking I live there too, right? I am there too, and that me, because sometimes I feel like I swear I'm so over it. I feel like I don't belong in this anymore. But this is, yeah, I'm like, maybe this is not my place. Maybe my home is behind the ice wall in one of those lands somewhere. And she is telling me, come over, come over. I just don't know through which. There's only one gate, I think. Antarctica, right? Or somewhere there. Anyway, so what do you think, or how you feel, or maybe you've experienced this, or maybe you've seen it? When I think about Tartaria, for example, where I live in this city, there is a lot of architecture that still remained from Tartaria, and a lot of symbols like griffon. I think I said it correctly. Griffon or griffon? Griffon.
Griffins.
Yeah, a lot of those, Santos. Like if you would walk here, you would be like, oh, everywhere.
Mm.
So I'm thinking, what is there? Those lands. What is it there? Is there like Tartaria kind of? What is there?
Yeah, it's all the same model everywhere. The buildings that we see that we call Georgian, Victorian, Gregorian, and whatever, and all of that, Romanesque, Greco-Roman, that's Tartaria, and that's all over the universe, because that's the model of sound. Sound made those buildings. Men didn't sit there with chisels and tools and made those buildings. No, they were made by sound. Sound makes everything, and there's two colors that make everything: red and blue. red shift, blue shift. Those are the two colors that sustain, maintain, and create everything you see. Two colors, red and blue. Like the red police siren, the blue police siren. The red tap for hot, blue tap for cold. Red blood, blue blood. Roses are red, violets are blue. The Republicans are red, the Democrats are blue. Why are the political parties red and blue? And in the middle, there's the Green Party. Oh, we've got the greenies. We don't like the greenies. We want you to be red or blue. You see, because those are the colours that maintain the world, and those colours create the buildings. Those buildings were projected from the mind of God. No man sat there with tools and chisels. Even in the Bible, it says that Solomon's temple was built without tools. That's
I
the
love
soul.
this. I love this. I have to tell you, I love it. I think, and in that, so that was the mirror of our power.
Yeah, because you are God. Inconceivably, you are God with difference. So the highest doctrine you can ever learn in any esoteric school, in any occult school, in any theological structure that has ever existed is that you are inconceivably one with God with difference. You can never be not God. In fact, even the Christians say, we're sons of God. We are sons of God. Well, that's it. Well, if you're a son of God, then you're God.
So we should not fear anything.
The only thing to fear is fear itself. If you entertain fear, you'll get sick. And you'll never, ever see the glory as the full glory that you will blossom into. Fear will stop you from becoming a magi and a Jedi. The magi is the magic that you need and the power. The Jedi is how you use that power. Okay? And you are that. And you will behead many, many demons, sister. You will behead many demons. Those ones that try to instill fear into you. Don't be afraid of anything, not even the tax bill. Throw it in the bin. I'm telling you, people of the world, stop paying taxes now. Stop it, because you're perpetuating your own demise. This is how because that's where they get their money. It's our money. We work for it. You don't give it to governments who are corporate. They're registered on Wall Street. They're doing business on that tax you pay. Never, ever, 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 ever pay taxes. It's the ultimate stupidity. Even the billionaires don't pay taxes. The billionaires don't pay. Bill Gates never paid a cent of tax. And we, the poor ones, we give a third of our tax, right? No, don't do that. If only the world would listen to that and stop paying taxes tomorrow, done deal.
You know, it's interesting, Santos, that even inflation itself, it's form of taxation, because they actually take more money for the same product. It's like they raise the tax when it's inflation, you know? Anyway, yeah. I want to ask you about Persia, about Iran. I am coming to this opinion, I would say, or perception, that they are all part of the script. They are all playing their parts. I'm talking governments, okay? However, the land of Iran, of Persia, there is, and I know you know this, that's why I would like to share, if you can share it with me, with the audience, the significance of that region. And I don't know, some people say there are some portals. Are there portals? Are those portals still being active on this earth plane where we are? what is this Iran story really about? Or since you are absolutely knowledgeable in astrology, I'm sure, well, maybe I'm not sure, but I assume you've looked into it, how those moves, very schizophrenic moves that they are having right now, where is this going with Iran, and what happens with that region and the rest of the world from there?
Well, first of all, there are portals everywhere, and Iran has a very, very important one, just as Rome does. Now, the Romans have been fighting the Persians since 2,000 years ago. In fact, my favorite emperor, the greatest emperor of Rome, Emperor Julian, was killed fighting the Parthians, i.e. the Persians, by his Christian traitors, because he was the nephew of Constantine, and he reverted Rome back to paganism because he said, he wrote a book against the Galileans, against this bullshit Jesus history story. He wrote a book, The Emperor of Rome, saying this Christ myth about you waiting for a Jesus to come who never ever came, it's bullshit conceived by the Galileans for mischief and for wickedness and to destroy your minds. Stop waiting for a savior because he ain't coming. All right. So the Romans and the Persians, they've got the biggest portals. Okay. So the Iranians and the Romans, but they have the same flag. They are the same people, because you see how they're trying to get Reza Pahlavi to go back to be the royal ruler. Well, that's Pallavicini. Pallavicini are vampires. They're probably one of the most top 3 or top 4 powerful families of history. Pahlavi. And they're backed by the vampire Zionists. So on the one hand, they put in the Muslim Brotherhood to murder the Zoroastrian Persians and the true Jewish, because true Judaism comes from Persia, the good kind, not the Shia or the Shiite or any of that shit, but the real Jews and the real Christians who are syncretists. They come from Persia. That all started there. Mithraism, Zoroastrianism, etc., and many others, right? So on the one hand, they put up this Muslim thing to murder hundreds of thousands of protesting Zoroastrian good Persians, and on the other hand, they want to remove that now and play another game and put the Pahlavi family in there again. Well, people have a short memory, because Reza Pahlavi's father was a demon. He only did one good thing. He privatized the oil, and that's why they removed him. That's the only good thing he did. Apart from that, there's still mothers today that are still crying in agony of all the millions and millions of children of Persian mothers that Reza Pahlavi's father killed. He was a murderer. They are vampires. Reza Pahlavi, I hope you're listening. You are a effing vampire, and you will never rule Persia, because you're going to have your head removed, by my word, okay? Because you're a weasel. That's what you are. You're a weasel. You're a piece of shit. And you're backed by the vampire Zionists who love to murder little Palestinians. Now, not to say that the Hezbollah don't deserve what they get, and whoever the terrorists are there, they are also vampires. But it's the little children that get in the way on all sides. That's what is criminal, because the children are the future. But yeah, Persia.
So with Iran, Santos, where is this going with Iran as far as the astrology?
Well, there's a woman who's gaining a lot of popularity, and she's saying, and the people are backing this woman. That's who they should be backing, not Pahlavi, and not the Muslim Brotherhood. Get rid of that. Get rid of those. They're fake Muslims anyway. They're not real Islamists. Islamists are good people. Islam means to submit and be submissive to the higher consciousness, to enter into the higher consciousness. It's a beautiful philosophy. But this Muslim Brotherhood that's running Persia needs to be removed, and Pahlavi needs to be beheaded, and this woman who is a Zoroastrian, she needs to be put in there because she deserves it. It's a meritocracy, remember. It's a meritocracy. Whoever deserves to be in the position of leadership should be put in, and she will get in by my word and your word and by the Persians, because the Persians want her. They don't want Pahlavi. They don't want Pahlavi.
So those portals, this is my last question actually. Those portals, what is their importance? Are they still active? Like you said, on Earth, Vatican, you said as well. What
Yeah.
are they used for, those portals?
Blood sacrifice for the demons that live under the earth. Not demons, they're fallen ones. The fallen ones. They are the reptilians, because they've never developed their mammalian evolution. They stayed at the reptilian crystallized form. So they were never supposed to have inbreeding with humans. That's why we have the Orsini, the Pallavicini, Aldobrandini, Colonna, Conti, Visconti, and all of these. I can name 100 of these empire families. That they all came from Persia anyway. They're all Persian names, and they run the run.
They take children there, right? That's the human trafficking. A lot of it goes through those portals.
Yeah, because the more blood they feed their dying god, the more they think they're going to resurrect it. But it's too late. It's too late. He's kaput.
But you see, like when you look at those so the blood sacrifice and energy harvesting, the lush, right? How they call it, I guess. So they harvest the energy by lowering our emotions, right? So making us be fearful, depressed, angry. There's a certain level, I think, like below 500, 400 on the scale. Anyway, so they do it by the attention to drama, by the attention to war, conflict. That's why they need those wars, right? Constantly. That's what it is about. So they through those but Santos, I'm trying to grasp this with my mind. Blood sacrifice, then I don't want to envision, but I have some level of imagining. But how they harvest the energy? So like, are they located in the same areas and they harvest from there, or how does it go through? Like where is the how they suck it from where it comes and where it goes?
Well, wherever the blood spills, that's where they are feeding from the energy that comes off of the blood. It's the purest form of energy. That's why the Chinese put fruit on their altars to their ancestors, because the ancestors can feed not from the fruit, from the energy of the fruit. That's why you should always put some fruit out for the animals every day. And you always make offerings, right? My mother passed away in February. I'm keeping apples on the altar, and sesame seeds and rice, and that way she can nourish herself from the energy that comes. The apple's still there, but blood is what the vampires. They're reptilians, so they don't want fruit. They don't want to ruin our well, they do anyway, but they don't want to ruin our crops. They want to ruin our children, because once they're murdered and all their adrenaline, that adrenaline has the highest potency of energy, and even though they're getting millions and millions of children every year, it's still not enough because they're dying. Otherwise, just one sacrifice would have been enough, as it used to be in the ancient times. In the ancient times, the god just needed one child every now and then, and he would be nourished.
This is such a good point you just said. This is very interesting. So the numbers are rising, but like there is this desperation, act of desperation, because like this is so fascinating what you just said, that one was, or less, much less was enough, and now there is so many. But okay, the blood, I understand, but don't you think they are harvesting our energy through the screens, through the phones? So this loosh, that's what I'm thinking, Santos. Like how they suck that life force from people through different devices, right?
Of course, yes. That's why you have to know this and prevent it from happening. It doesn't mean you can't stay on the computer. It doesn't mean you can't do social media. It just means you have to be the boss of it and not it of you, or anyone. Not even your partner, your mother, your children, your boss, if you have one. I've never had one. That's a stupid thing to do, have a boss. Wow, how ridiculous is that? But no one or anything should take away your power. Keep your power. Keep your power every day. Every day, keep your power. Harvest more power. And you must walk barefoot. Shoes are a trap. You can't look. Those are my, look how dirty those. I walk everywhere. Rocks, stones, glass, thistles, everywhere. I don't wear shoes. That's the ultimate stupidity. That's how you lose your power. You don't need to do this Kundalini yoga and all this breathing and all this bullshit. Just walk barefoot every day, and you'll stay young and strong, and you'll be like Superman. I've got young guys staying here. One's 21, one's 31. I'm 63, right? And they see how much I do. I get up in the morning, running around, and then I go to sleep. Get up in the morning, running around. I've got more than enough energy for a million strong army.
Yeah, but I heard you did some really great, I don't know if detox is the right word, but you clean your body from a lot of toxins. And I listened to that video of yours. And I believe that our brain and our health starts in our gut. I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely. Because I can say from me, I just know when I was fasting and doing certain things, I just know the clarity, the condition of your skin, the sight, everything really. You move different, you think different, you feel different, you see different.
Yes.
So, but you had to clean your body as well, Santos. So you were like loaded with a lot of things, right?
Yeah, I recommend the Zen Cleanse, which I have on my website, universaltruthschool.com. Don't believe these buffoons on Instagram who say that you can achieve the same with helium husk and bentonite clay. This is utter stupidity. All it does is it pushes a lot of it out, and you think that you're removing it all, but your intestinal walls are still caked. They're still blocked. And you'll find that you'll get more desperate and more depressed if you do the psyllium husk with the bentonite clay. You need enzymes. Enzymes eat away the cake, the cake like cement that is blocking all the villi in your small intestines from absorbing the nutrients. Do not follow these idiots. Every day I'm seeing someone new turning up on Instagram saying, oh, bentonite clay and psyllium husk, it will remove your, what do they call them, bowel ropes. Yeah, it'll remove some of them. Zen Cleanse and only Zen Cleanse 1 on my site. You can get it with a coupon code and a discount. We'll remove them all. You will stay unhealthy if you believe these idiots.
You know, actually, I'm going to attach that video in which you explain it and that link that you just mentioned. So
Yeah.
I might try it myself as well.
Oh, yeah, I did 10 of them. I wouldn't do one. I'd buy 2s to save money on postage, because when you see what comes out of you the first time, you will automatically rush to get another one, but you're paying double the postage. I always say to people, get blocks of 2. That's what I did until I did 10 or 12. I lost count. But it looks like this. I'll show you. This is an ancient Chinese. This is the one you get. Zen 1. Zen Cleanse 1. You get a 15% discount when you go to my website, and you can become an affiliate and you get commissions. This month, I think I've got $560 of commissions coming my way for recommending a good product and helping thousands of people. This is enzyme rich. The enzymes eat all the bad stuff. Psyllium husk cannot do that. It's just like a push. It just pushes the mucoid plaque out. It's a gimmick. Don't fall for the gimmick. This is an ancient Chinese remedy. 5,000, probably older than 5,000. These guys say that it's 5,000, but it's 300 herbs that have been fermenting for 3 years. Then they bottle it and give it to you.
Okay, I believe that.
What?
I actually do. And the last question I said I already had, but this is my very last question, I promise. I'm just curious, why from all the countries in the world you have chosen Mexico to live in right now?
Well, I got stuck here during COVID. I was originally just going to the USA and then doing visa runs. My first visa run was Costa Rica, Nicaragua. Then I came back to America. Then I had to do another one. And so I had these presentations organized in Mexico from my Mexican followers, because Mexico's always been top 10 in my YouTube analytics. Top 10, always Mexico. Of all the Spanish-speaking countries, they're always the top, above Spain, above Argentina. Mexico's always been, everywhere I go in Mexico, they recognize me. Everywhere, the Mexicans. So it was March of 2020, and COVID started. So I thought, all right, well, I guess I'm stuck. And I've always loved Mexico since I was a little boy. So, and I've always spoken Spanish. So, and I love the Mexican people. They're just exquisite, beautiful, beautiful people, beautiful. They love children. They're probably the most child-caring nation on this earth are Mexicans. They do everything to make sure their children get the best of everything. They love children here.
Well, it looks like it's a good place for you because you went through some transformation and your YouTube came back like a miracle, right? Yeah. So,
well, I knew they had
good energy.
I knew they would give it back to me. I just knew it. I know what I know.
Santos, before we end, where people can find you besides your YouTube channel, which I will put down below.
Okay.
Website, where else?
All you need is my YouTube channel, because everything else is in the description box of every video. Instagram, LinkedIn, Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, X. I've got everything. And all you have to do is go to my YouTube channel, Mr. Astrotheology. Now, if you want to learn about the Zen Cleanse, go to the search bar in my YouTube channel and put the word Zen Cleanse with a Z, not an S, at the end, spelt like this. And have a look at my testimonial. See there, the Z, it ends like that. Zen Cleanse, special, okay? And you get the one, okay? Now, and if you want to search anything, raising the chrism, sovereignty, you go to the search bar and you search in my channel, it's all there. But for everything else, for my website, again, all you need is my YouTube channel, Mr. Astrotheology, because all the links, including WhatsApp, if you want to contact me, is there.
Santos, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you busy. Or you may, if you're not busy, you would have many other nicer things to do than talking to someone on YouTube. But I appreciate.
I would be playing with my 3 girlfriends.
How many? Yes.
See
I
those,
appreciate you very much.
see those nice curves? They're very curvaceous.
You see, that's true love. That's true love. Thank you so much, Santos.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for watching. Bye,
Take care.
everyone.
Much love.